They called their gods the Anunnaki, and that term simply meant those who from heaven come to earth.
Mythology is chock full of these episodes of gods coming down to earth. I mean, because mythology is so interested in the relationship between gods and humans, there is necessarily going to be a lot of communication and communion between the two of them.
In his book, Odyssey of the Gods, Eric von Daniken argues that the world's sacred books are full of descriptions, not of gods, but of supernatural beings interacting with humans.
Some thousands of years ago, when our forefathers were still primitive, some extraterrestrials descended to our planet. And because of misunderstanding, lack of technology, our forefathers thought that these extraterrestrials must be some gods.
Mount Olympus, Greece's highest mountain. According to ancient myths, this site was the home of the gods. It was here on Mount Olympus that Zeus sat on his throne and determined the fate of mortal men.
Whenever we have references to Mount Olympus, it is described to be this magnificent palace on top of Mount Olympus, allegedly, and the temple walls were always gleaming of gold or gleaming with silver, and a lot of little lights that they described as jewels. Well, if you look at that from a modern perspective, what if that place, Mount Olympus, wasn't necessarily the top of a mountain, but it was in fact a spaceship? Because it is described how sometimes there was a big rumbling with Mount Olympus and the entire top lifted off.
But if Mount Olympus was home to alien visitors, could Zeus have been their leader? According to both the Iliad and the Odyssey, Zeus was often depicted as wielding a lightning bolt.
It appears to be a very powerful weapon because he could destroy whole cities with this thunderbolt weapon of his.
Similarly, Zeus's brother Poseidon, the god of the sea, was armed with a trident.
He was